So hi, we're here with David Gloria, Southern American Indian Health Center Board of Director, and he is going to have a little interview with us. And so I'm going to ask him a few questions, and just feel free to say what you have to say.
All right.
Okay. So go ahead and introduce yourself, your name, title, and tribe.
Well, hello everybody. I'm David Gloria. My father is Louis Gloria. We're Tlinkits from Alaska, from Klukwon, Alaska. I'm born and raised here in San Diego. Let's see what else. I still have family up in Alaska, and I love being here. What's the next question?
And tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, like you said, where you're from.
Okay. Well, my native heritage, like I said, from my native history is from Alaska, from the Tlinkits. It was kind of neat. My father was one of 13 siblings, and he was one of the eldest, so he had to take care of everybody. And I think once his younger siblings matured a little bit, I think he wanted to branch out on his own, and so he left Alaska. He came down to, I think, Sacramento, and eventually came down here to San Diego, and that's where he met my mother. So that's kind of how I got here, rather than being up in Alaska, which I have to say I'm kind of grateful, because I like the weather here. I don't know if I could deal with the extreme climates over there, but I'm sure once you're raised and grew up there, it's a different story. But anyway, so that's on my father's side. My mother is Puerto Rican, Margarita Gloria. My grandmother was Juanita Freely. I'm proud of her, because she was a pretty independent woman for that day and age, in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. She was able to raise four children on her own single income, and they managed to buy a couple homes, which I was just blown away at, that she had the charisma to be able to do that. And back then the women weren't supposed to be doing things like that, so I'm proud of her for that. Of course, I'm proud of my father for all his accomplishments too. That was one of the things I wanted to bring up too, and the whole reason why I come here and do all these things is my Tlingit ancestry. So I have a great grandfather that was, my father was telling me stories about that. He was a merchant. I guess he had like a store out there, or a retail place back in the 1800s or whatever that time period was. So he did pretty good, especially in the time where the Native Americans were oppressed. So he did well with that. I had my grandmother, Lucy. She did good too. She had a lot of children. My father, since he was raised to be responsible, he kind of took that and went with it on his own, and developed his own career. When he came down here, he worked. He sold leather in his younger days, and then was able to work for a company doing it on a wholesale basis, and then end up actually purchasing a business on his own. While he was doing that, one of the things that he wanted to do was to give back to the Native community. He took part in assisting in the Indian Center that was downtown. I'm not sure how many years he was doing that. I was a young kid when he was doing it, so I don't recall how long he was doing it, but he did do that for a while. I do remember going over there, and it was kind of neat to see your own people congregate in an area like that. So that was kind of special when I got to go see those things. And then when he was done with that, then he supported our tribe. We have a Native corporation. he was one of the board of directors on that for a number of years. So along with his, running his own retail shoe store business, he was on the board for that. And then he retired from that, and then eventually he retired from his retail shoe store. And he gave that to my brother. So he's a pretty good leader that I'm proud of, all his accomplishments. So seeing him do those things, I didn't appreciate it until I became an older adult myself, because when I was young, I didn't think anything of it. But then once I got into my 30s and 40s, and I realized the magnitude of what he was doing, and appreciated him for who he was. So given that, that's kind of my background, the reason why I want to come and help here, being on the board of directors, is that I think as Native individuals, you have a part of your role, no matter where you are, is to contribute to your community, and that's what I'm trying to do here, and hopefully I'm doing well. So that's kind of why I do that. Well, the other reason why I do it too is I've gotten a lot out of coming here to the health center. This place has helped out my family quite a bit. All the different members, from my own children to brothers, sisters, cousins, and stuff, they've all come here to get help. I got help here myself, and the place has improved my life even before I came on the board. So that's the background of why I'm here. So hopefully that answers questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so what are you most passionate about in the urban Native community?
Well, I definitely love going to the powwows. I like the spirituality of the powwows. I'm not a big fan of being in public, but that's part of it, because I'm kind of a private person to a degree. But I definitely appreciate those events. I like what I admire about the Native community is how everybody is intertwined and want to help each other out. The children, the elders come together, and everybody's respected. I definitely appreciate that, and that's one of the things that I try to focus on and want to help build up and expand, is that connectedness. I think in the centuries past, the goal was to divide and conquer, and so I want to mend and build to circumvent that.
So what do you see in the future of our clinic in our community?
What I see in the future, I see more resources. That's kind of one of the things that I work towards, because I'd love to see more health benefits here, more expanded things. I don't know if it ever come to fruition, but like I've benefited from like acupuncture and the alternative medicines. Our medicine would be helpful to be in here as well. Things like that would be nice to incorporate in here. But just overall, I just would like to see more people utilize this center to improve their lives as it has mine.
Yeah, and getting the word out too that we exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was surprised at how many Native people aren't aware of the center. I think we're not doing a very good job, but we're improving now. Though that's the thing, is everybody is a work in progress, and so is the center. We're no different. But I think with social media and things like this, it's definitely getting the information out there. So yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell San Diego urban Native community?
Well, just know that you guys are appreciated. I love the community. You're in my heart. Even if you don't utilize the resources here, just finding ways to improve your health and well-being, no matter where it comes from. I think that's the dream of mine. Is I think as long as you're working on improving yourself, you're gonna build a better native, and we're gonna be a better people. And like I said, as long as we stick together and grow ourselves, I think that's my goal and my dream, anyways.
Well said. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming in and spending time with us to talk a little bit about yourself and some of the things you're passionate about and the future of our clinic. And we appreciate you and look forward to a lot of good things here.
Well, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to have this time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sign off.
Bye, everyone.